detectives. Welcome to the crew. I'm Sea Lord Jenda, and this is my Let's Play of Disco Elysium. It's now the morning of day 4. As I recall, we just scared away some hoodlums who were looking at Kim's car with suspicious intent. And now I need to convince Gart to let us sing karaoke. I need to pass this authority check. I need to call the library, but it doesn't open until 10 or something. I need to open this lousy ice cream maker that I can't do. Let's see, have we, we're not done with rigorous self-critique for another hour. I need to kill a little bit of time until I can call the library and maybe pass this authority check and so on.
No, something about this bunch doesn't smell right.
What do you mean, aren't they first guys?
They are, but they don't seem too keen to talk with you, do they? No, they don't. Glenn seems to be contemplating grievous bodily harm while he massages his raw knuckles. In the far back, Eugene is doing his best to ignore you.
Meanwhile, Fat Angus keeps shooting you furtive glances and mumbling uneasily to himself.
And from his perch at the end of the table, Titus Hardy himself stares at you with a cold contempt that makes you want to leave the cafeteria straight away. Besides, you're pretty sure they consider themselves social democrats.
Alright, guess they're not my communist allies. Can I talk to the obvious cops again?
Again? I can't believe this shit.
We don't have enough esprit de corps to figure out that they're cops. Do I have anything I could put on that would give me more esprit de corps? Let's see here. Oh, it's blazer, but no, this gives me esprit de corps already, so no. Cloak, but again, I'm wearing something that it gives me. Maybe not really, huh? No, I've got a lot of stuff, but nothing that gives me a esprit de corps. I can play board games. Let me talk to Gart first.
Hey, was there something you needed?
Gart, I need to sing karaoke now.
No, you don't. It's not happening.
Oh.
You need to approach this situation logically. Ask him why he has the PA system installed if you can't use it.
But why even have a PA system if no one's gonna use it, Gart?
It's for no one. It's a prop. I'm not letting anyone use it after the great karaoke catastrophe of 44.
What happened in 44?
A lot of people got killed because some arsehole wanted to sing karaoke.
What? When was the last time you had a band here?
It's not for bands, it's for clients. Some clients, okay? Not you.
Come on, Gart, I'm a real client. I paid my bills. I have the right to use the karaoke machine.
Ha! Well, we don't have any tapes. They all got stolen.
He's lying, but whatever. You don't really need his lame tracks.
That's okay, Gart. I have my own song with me.
The man in the vest and the violet shirt stares at the tape you've just given him. He begins to frown. Hard.
Fine, fine. Climb on that stage and do your thing. Just get out of my hair. I'll plug it in for you. Damn this karaoke machine.
I'm having it uninstalled, he mumbles to himself.
Oh, Gart. Alright, 10 a.m. seems like a great time to sing some super sad karaoke. Let's do it.
The stage is all set up for your performance. Feels silent. You can hear the pellets creak under your feet.
The stage is made of pallets, huh?
You feel a little dizzy, a little unsteady suddenly.
So, are you ready for your thing now? Let me know when I should turn on the karaoke carousel.
Let's test.
Immediately, a loud feedback noise startles the room.
Oh.
You feel like an amateur. How are you supposed to hold the mic? Should you just sing into it? Where should you stand? Hands. Where do you put your hands?
Oh, that made it drastically worse. Okay,
It's
take a look
still
around the
early
room.
here. Faint daylight is seeping into the dining hall. All the tables have been wiped pristine clean for the customers to come. Someone's making coffee in the kitchen, but aside from that, no one's really around yet. It would be a much better idea to perform in the evening, no?
Yeah, probably. Okay, let's wait till the evening. In that case, what do I even do? Yeah, in the evening. We're not done with rigorous self-critique. Let's see, we've got items, right? Pretty sure I already
The
inspected
note
this
is written with a
Suzerainty, huh? Oh boy. Civilization building board game where you get to choose a nation and set off to colonialize and exploit other cultures. The star-shaped note on the box proclaims the game now includes a completely new genocide option. Did the bookseller tell me this was fun for the whole
In
family?
your hands, you hold a brand new copy of the game, Suzerainty. It's snugly wrapped in a skin of plastic. The cover features a charming illustration depicting a mass of grinning laborers loading goods onto a ship, while a richly dressed administrator oversees their work. The exact location and time period are left deliberately vague, but it's clearly meant to represent the economic relationship between the Revacholian suzerainty and its many vassals.
Boy.
The box has a nice heft to it. You hear the rattle of individual wooden tokens and feel their weight shifting back and forth. Even before you open it, you can tell that this will be a meaty game of grand strategy and complex player interactions.
Okay.
The plastic wrap rips off as easily as a bodice in a tawdry historical romance.
Let's open it up.
There's a hiss as the lid slides off. Inside, you find a thick, full-color rulebook and more than a dozen pouches of various wooden components.
I do love games like this. Directly to the side of my head in the background, there's Jutland and flying colors on a shelf over there.
Savor that new board game smell. A mix of wood, paper, and ink, all wrapped in the sweet must of cardboard.
Read the rulebook.
Welcome
This
to
should take enough
Suzerainty,
time.
a game of economic strategy for the whole family. The rulebook is sumptuously illustrated and thick as a Gradian novel.
Well, this economic strategy, more like rapacious plunder and exploitation.
The colorful illustrations depict cheerful workers picking apricots, hauling marble sculptures out of crumbling temples, and harvesting a strange magenta-leafed plant. Everyone is smiling. You begin to suspect there may be a political agenda to this so-called family game. Only one way to find out.
You think?
The instructions are opaque at first and introduce many concepts you're not familiar with. Fortunately, there are many diagrams and examples throughout. You soon figure out the basic conceit. Each player represents an administrator for the suzerain of Revachol. Your objective is to increase the suzerain's wealth and renown by accumulating victory points.
How do I do that?
That's where the suzerain's vassals come in. The game features 4 vassal nations, each one home to an economically important resource. Each turn, the player collects resources from vassals where they've placed workers. They may then rearrange their workers, fulfill contracts for coin and bonuses, or build structures back in Revachol. As you leaf through the pages, your eye catches on a sidebar labeled Advice for Beginners.
Okay, let's read it.
Remember, there are many paths to victory in suzerainty, but successful players will find one strategy and commit to it wholeheartedly.
So how's the winner determined?
The actual scoring system appears infinitely complex, with a series of tables and appendices required to compute each player's final victory point total. You skip that part for now.
Okay, let's look at the
You open up
components.
a number of pouches containing wooden tokens. There are also several punch boards with other cardboard components that will need to be punched out before you can play.
Boy, punching out the cardboard pieces is so fun.
Each cardboard token makes a satisfying ch as you pop it out. Soon, a neat pile of cardboard coins and counters has accumulated before you.
What? You're not going to offer to let me punch any of them out?
Oh, I'm so sorry, Kim. I would have, of course, if I'd had the option. But the wooden
In
tokens.
addition to the worker and building tokens used by each player, there are also several piles of colorful resource tokens, each representing one of the game's 4 principal resources. From the Empire of Safre, orange apricot tokens. From Ilmarat, the ancestral name of Ilmara, grey marble block tokens. From the Seminine Islands, white sacks of sugar tokens. And from Supra Muindi and Sarah Maritza, magenta tokens for unprocessed cocaine leaves.
Oh, how fun.
Oh,
Critical
those
resource.
are nice.
Kind of picks up a sugar token and admires it.
You hold the open game box before you.
Hey, Kim, you want to spend police time playing
The
Suzerainty?
lieutenant looks over the rulebook before he sees something that makes his eyes go wide.
Holy shit. The average playing time for this game is 1 to 6 hours. I'm not sure we can afford to set aside that kind of time for a game.
Oh, man. He doesn't want to play. Terrible at suggestion.
What? Does the lieutenant hate fun? Is he the fun police?
Who died and made you the fun police?
The lieutenant gives you a sour look. He may or may not hate fun, but either way, he does not appreciate your attitude.
Come on, Kim.
Have you tried goading him?
You're just chickening out because I'd crush your ass, Kim.
In your dreams, maybe. I've thrashed my share of trash talkers before. Now come on, let's put childish things aside.
At this point, plain badgering may be your best bet.
Come on, Kim, please. The lieutenant sighs so hard for a moment it seems like he may
All right,
asphyxiate.
detective, you win. How do we play this game?
Well, I read the rules.
You explain
so...
the basic setup procedures to the lieutenant, who seems to be a quick study. You each take your bag of tokens and counters and unfold the board between you.
It only took me 15 minutes to read the rules. Highly unrealistic.
In the center is the crown of Revachon. Radiating outward are her colorful vessels, each one supplying some raw material desired by the suzerain. Apricots from Safre, archaeological treasures from Ilmarat, sugars from the Seminine Islands, and magenta cocaine from Supra Muindi and Sarah Maritza. There's also a neat little log to keep track of your progress in case you need to put the game away and return to it later. The lieutenant goes first. He draws a contract card and moves several of his workers to the Safre territory of the board, and the others to the Seminine Islands.
All right, detective, your turn.
You have a few options available to you. Will you try to fulfill contracts right away, or rearrange your workers to maximize production on future turns? Remember what the rulebook said. You will want to choose a strategy early on and stay committed to it.
Alright, let's focus on future turns then.
What is the very beginning of the game? Your workers haven't even done any work yet.
It's not really what I meant to do. I meant to go for a long-term strategy.
That's more like it. You produce a handful of archaeological treasures and a smattering of other resources. Meanwhile, the lieutenant spends 2 of his sugar and 1 of his apricot tokens to complete his contract card. He is rewarded with 4 coins and a round wooden token that he places in the center of the board.
That's a market. It's worth 2 victory points.
Glower silently.
The lieutenant returns your baleful look with a satisfied grin. Glancing over the board, you see several possible strategies. Pressing more workers into service would increase your economic output and help you to survive a possible conflict with the lieutenant. Or you could ignore your labor supply and focus on fulfilling contracts for points and resources. Those aren't your only options. You could also show your workers how much you appreciate them by investing some of that wealth in them. After all, they're the ones producing wealth for the suzerain. Well, sure, you can do that. It's just not a terribly effective strategy, but then it's up to you.
Well, since it's a board game, we don't have to be communist in a board game. Press more workers into
Using
service.
your powers of persuasion, you convince more workers to join your cause. After several turns, your worker tokens greatly outnumber the lieutenants. A vast army of expendable labor is at your command.
I shall gaze on them like a harsh but proud deity.
Too bad investing in your workers just isn't worth many points.
What do you mean?
Take a look at the scoring tables in the back.
Lieutenant turns to one of those appendices you skipped over earlier.
You see in Table 8C that investing in territorial infrastructure multiplies your final victory point total by 1, which is to say not at all. Whereas erecting monuments in Revachol gives you a multiplier of 5.
So you're saying the values of the ruling class are completely divorced from the well-being of the people who generate their wealth?
Yes, precisely.
Makes sense.
Now it's the lieutenant's turn to respond. He moves aggressively onto the Safre territory. Soon, his workers are producing a steady supply of extremely valuable apricots. For several turns, you struggle to respond to the lieutenant's burgeoning apricot empire. Eventually, you relocate the majority of your workers to Supremawindi and Saramaritsa, where they begin producing a bumper crop of cocaine tokens. You draw a new contract card. According to the text, there's an aristocrat willing to trade a large supply of cocaine for a number of coins and access to a rare bonus. Amplified music worth 7 victory points. You know, this isn't unlike the situation the historical Revacholian suzerainty faced in Safre in the middle of the last century.
How's that?
Well, the suzerain was looking for new markets for all the cocaine it was producing, and it settled on Safre. By introducing cocaine into Safre under exclusive contract, the suzerain created an extremely valuable captive market for an extremely addictive product.
Impressively fucked up, I like it.
If you could somehow get the lieutenant's workers addicted to your cocaine, you could not only make them less productive, you would also force the lieutenant to pay you for your cocaine tokens each turn.
Is that possible?
Yes, you can. It's right there
course you
in the
can.
rules. You've reached a critical strategic juncture. How do you respond to the lieutenant's aggression?
Sorry, Kim, you're not gonna like this. The lieutenant's face goes stony as you take your turn. He does not appreciate you getting all his workers addicted to cocaine.
With each passing turn, you slowly bleed the lieutenant of coins as his own workers become less productive and more dependent on your magenta cocaine tokens. As a matter of historical fact, this is almost exactly what happened in Safre. To this day, fully half of the former Safre Empire remains dependent on international aid in exchange for a steady supply of cheap produce.
Isn't this exactly what they did in the apricot suzerainty in real life?
More or less.
The lieutenant says, but he's thinking less about matters of historical wrongdoing and more about how to get out of the jam you've put him in.
Realizing victory is slipping away, the lieutenant launches a desperate gambit: protectionism. By erecting tariffs on your cocaine, he hopes to starve you out of the market at the risk of incurring the suzerain's disfavor. The end game is upon you. Do you escalate the trade war with the lieutenant in hopes of crushing him with your economic might? Or do you ignore his aggression and focus on building the mighty victory column structure in Revachol herself? Alternatively, you could throw the whole game away by trying to build a public education system for the children of your workers.
You could throw the game so hard by just producing a
choice is
socialist
yours.
paradise. Unfortunately, I'm too competitive, so let's go for the victory column, because that's objectively almost certainly how you win the 5 times multiplier for monuments at home.
Building the ultimate structure requires diligent economic planning. which you completely failed to do.
So I should have gone for the trade war, huh?
Rather than build a glorious monument to Revachel's economic superiority, you have to settle for a handful of post offices and school for the blind.
A risky gambit, detective. Sorry it didn't pay off.
That wasn't very consistent, I guess, huh?
That might have helped, yes. Now, let's tally up the scores, shall we?
Computing the final scores is almost a game unto itself. You each spend an inordinate amount of time making stacks of coins, consulting tables, and struggling with basic addition and multiplication.
A true experience.
After double, then triple checking your maths, you have your final score. 15 victory points. The suzerain will not be impressed.
I've got 26 points.
He says, a barely contained smile breaking out across his face.
Don't be glum, detective. There's always next time. Figuratively, I mean. There's no way we have time to play this game again. Now, let's clean up and get back to work.
You hold
Tragic.
the open game box.
Wasn't that clear to me how
Rigorous
this system?
self-critique.
Oh boy.
Here it is. Hard facts from the man you are. You once jerked off in the locker room and were caught. You held a young woman by the arm and kept her in your apartment for 20 minutes against her will. That's right. These are not flights of fancy. These are real deeds, Harry, emerging from the darkness of your past. You tried shooting a fleeing suspect in the foot, but hit him in the pelvis, crippling him for life. And, above all, you let life defeat you. All the gifts your parents gave you, all the love and patience of your friends, you drowned in a neurotoxin. You let misery win, and it will keep on winning till you die, or overcome it.
Well, that's cheery. But hey, a higher pain threshold and red check failures heal morale for certain things. Could be worse. Let's see. Okay, well, it's 11:24. Oh, and we have that done, so let me put on all my finest authority boosting clothes. Which I don't know that I have any others, but let's see here. It's minus authority. Come on. Nope, none of those increase authority at all. But, we have the shoes that increase authority. It's gonna have to count for something. Still losing one authority from thoughts? Which thought? Ah, Mazovian socioeconomics. Well, we'll just have to take our best shot at this.
It's you again. What is it?
Titus? There we go. Oh, yes. I have a chance of passing this anyway, but, hey, Titus, I, found a witness who saw the hanging. Wait, no. I don't want to sell that guy out. Hey, Titus, I just found a bullet in the hanged man's head.
A bullet, you say? That's mighty curious.
It sure is, isn't
Indeed. Mighty. How did it get there?
it? The lieutenant is fixed on Titus.
Well, there are so many bullets in the world, and so many heads.
Sure are.
I guess it sounds little logical. At some point, one of them bullets had to end up in one of them heads.
Alright, Titus.
It's bound to happen again, you know? Just statistically speaking, of course.
Sire,
Sure.
it would be an event most dramatic if you were to produce the bullet and dangle it before their very eyes.
That seems stupid, dangerous. Did you shoot him, Titus? Is the hanging a cover? This feels very similar. Thinking the hanging was a cover-up for the shooting,
You know what
Titus.
I think? I think he was shot in the head as a kid, and his brain grew around the bullet.
That seems unlikely.
Around the bullet, man. That's a good one.
All the goofing around is to avoid lying. It's a technique.
Did you shoot him?
Shit! I probably did shoot him. I was drunk last night. You guys know me when I'm drunk.
Yeah, Glenn likes to shoot his guns when he's drunk. Better hope he stays sober.
No, he meant before he was hanged. Did you shoot him before you hanged him?
Before? After? During? This is getting ridiculous. They told you what happened. Stop wasting your time.
Should I go for the... See, I'm worried they'll just, like, grab the bullet or something. Oh well, I saved before. Let's do it.
Wow! He's got it in a real evidence bag and all!
Why don't you go home and log it into evidence? These men have told you what happened.
Well, we'll figure it out sooner or
Never
later, Titus.
been worried in my life, lawman.
Crosses his hairy arms, having forgotten his beer for a
It's
moment.
not like he blew it wide open, but there's a little crack in there, somewhere.
Found a witness who saw the hanging,
A
Titus.
witness? You ain't got shit. The locals would never come to you with this.
That's just cop tactics, Titus. Next, he's gonna tell you one of us already rolled on the others, and he's in witness protection.
Well, my witness isn't a local, Titus.
Well, let's hear it then. Who is your mystery fella?
This goes without saying, but nonetheless, don't give out his name.
Give out his name. Now let's just say he's a high-ranking government official and leave it at that.
Right. Like we wouldn't know if an MI plant was in our town. Nice try, right?
MI is short for Moral Intern. Moral Intern is short for Moralist International, the coalition that runs Revachol.
I've seen this shit a million times, Titus. Fly fishing. They are desperate. Tell us, Copper, what wacky claims did he make?
Oh, he said it went down quietly. No shouting, no commotion.
It's you assholes that feel the need to go around like a fucking brass band. The Hardy Boys are dead silent.
Yeah, it's like they put cowbells on you before they send you to the streets. What's with the cowbells, policeman?
They're avoiding having to answer this question.
Kind of imagined you guys drinking and singing lynching songs. What's up with the funeral silence?
We were drinking, weren't we, guys? I hit the bottle hard. I was drunk as fuck.
Right, I'm convinced, Glenn. Nothing off here. Just a regular hanging.
Said it all looked like a bit of a surreal play.
Those flaccid MI cocks with their culture language. Everything's a surreal play or sublime whatever. Doesn't mean anything.
It means the whole scene was long and drawn out, like it was from a film.
What is this fella's problem? Sorry we didn't make it more action-packed. It wasn't the first thing on our minds, you see?
Okay, fair enough,
Shanky.
Shanky.
It's Shanky, right? I thought there's something wrong about the lynching story. Now I know there was.
You don't know shit.
I know you are lying, Shanky.
Witness said he saw two people of Aryapagite descent and one mask.
Arabagite? Boss, I think he's trying to say me and Theo.
Well, yeah. What is confusing you? Eugene, Theo, and Elaine were there too. I already told you. We were all there. Some
All right, enough about
witness.
the witness.
I pulled the same shit. Came up with some shit, then went and said it to people. Get a reaction. Don't have to go to cop school to try that.
You don't have to go to school for shit. I never went to school, and I'm doing great.
You are
You're
not.
doing a hell of a job, man. Hell of a job.
So much bluster to hide the fact that they're uncomfortable with you having this info.
Oh god, I can't save in the middle here. Well, actually, hold on. You have a very good chance to pass this, actually, now. Let me quick save.
It's you again.
I prepared to save scum this one. Well, Titus.
As you look
nice.
around this room full of sweaty men, swearing, drinking, spitting out tobacco, Does this look familiar?
Where have I seen this before?
You believe the place was called Precinct 41. It was also filled with, almost exclusively, men. Sitting on desks, talking shit and wasting time.
I get it, Titus. You guys really are the authority around here.
Huh?
You must be. You're just like real cops. Drinking beer and sitting around with your dicks in your hands.
You got a problem with beer now?
No, Titus, I don't have a
Not
problem
quite
with
there yet.
beer.
Push on.
I have a beer problem, but not a problem with beer. I also have no idea how to do my job. Little like you.
Speak for yourself, buddy. I've been running this outfit for 10 years now. You should have seen Martinez before it started. It was like jam rock now.
They didn't see shit, man. Kids getting shot. We had 3 shootings a week. Fucking graffito everywhere. You cops haven't shown up since the 30s.
Congratulations on the graffito removal. All I see is you sitting around talking about Monica's titties while there's a rape victim.
So what? What do you want from me? We took care of that fuck.
He picks the beer back up.
Don't let him drink that. One more push. Quick.
It's not about who did it, it's about the victim. She needs help.
Titus?
He looks at her.
She stops mid-sentence. That's it. You got him. He's going to give it up, but on his terms.
You wanna help her, cop? Fine. I'm gonna let you help her. But you treat her with respect.
This was a clever angle to go after, actually.
If you don't, if you question her, harass her, a freight train of pain, buddy.
What is her name?
The lieutenant takes out his notes.
Glacia, I'm on due. She's staying here at the Whirling in Rags, a real pretty one. Silvery jumpsuit, blonde. That's I'm on due with an O-U.
We met her. Like, she was the very first person we met, as a matter of fact.
Shit. The girl. The girl upstairs? That can't be her. She knows you drank so hard you forgot you were a cop.
The Miss Orange, a disco dancer?
Sure. Why not? You've probably seen her around.
He nods upstairs. Costume Mondu. Cool. Uh-oh.
You inexplicably
Holy
add cool after the victim's name,
We
but no one
passed.
notices. Your spine is too damn straight. None of these people would ever suspect you've met her.
6 + 5 on the dice, huh? Well done, us.
Calm. Normal. Try to forget this little hiccup.
What was her relationship with the mercenary?
Relationship? There was no fucking relationship. He raped her. That's their relationship.
Alright, I got that.
It was
Yeah.
like that karaoke incident all over again. Or like some of the other girls he was harassing.
I see.
Okay, enough. All of this is irrelevant to your stated investigation.
When did it happen?
He did it before we killed him. He's not gonna do it again. So what does it matter?
Crushes his half-empty beer
It
can.
would help if we establish a timeline.
All right. 2 weeks, maybe? I don't know. I need another beer.
He turns to
Here
Glenn.
you go, boss.
Tall blonde throws him a can. Titus cracks it open. What's your relationship with her?
I know her.
He looks around and an uncommon silence fills the room.
How well do you know her?
A small twitch in the corner of Kim's mouth. He has a hunch about what knowing means.
I'm with you, Kim.
Well enough, Copper. We party. She's been here for a few months.
He crosses his arms. She's not from around here?
You mean Revachol? Nah. Our Miss Aranye disco dancer is an immigrant or a drifter of some sort. Been staying over here over the winter.
Don't you give her any more trouble. She's just had some bad luck, that's all.
I got you, fat
Shut
Angus.
up, Angie. She doesn't need your help.
Titus gives them both a look. They fall silent.
What'd you mean by party, Titus?
What do you think I meant?
Sex, drugs, and karaoke?
Yes, yes, and no.
Aww.
Got something to say about it?
So, the two of you were close?
No, we just fucked. That's all. I'm not gonna give you any details if that's what you're after. So put your dick away.
He's doing a good job here. A commendable performance of I don't give a shit.
No, but he does give a shit. He took it really personally. Okay. I think I know her.
You don't know her.
Ah, you're right, I don't.
Good boy.
Alright, we'll talk to her.
Remember what I said. Freight train of pain.
Okay. That is a breakthrough. An actual breakthrough in the case. Okay. So now, who's this dude? Did we talk to him before?
Hi, gendarme.
Oh,
Another
Smoke's
rendezvous.
down here. Smoker on the balcony right here in the Rolling in Rags. Hello.
Hello, hello. So what brings you here?
I met your Sunday friend.
You did? And how did you like him?
You were right, he was magically bureaucratic.
I told you, he can be very useful. I guess that's the charm of powerful people.
What are you, you two?
Friends, I told you. Sunday friends. Friends who like to get together from time to time.
Why is it Sunday, friend?
That he won't be there when times get tough, I guess.
Yeah, that's fair. Is that even a friend?
It is. On Sundays.
Who is he?
A visitor from the first world. He's not like you and me, gendarme. He can always return.
Return where?
To his opportunities in Occident, sur la clé. Still, his coming and going brings some life to the village. Or is it just money? I don't know.
Why is he at your place in the middle of the night?
He has keys. And he likes the view. To the sea, I mean.
Alright.
What about me, gendarme?
What you doing here?
Admiring the atmosphere. What about you, officer?
I'm gonna sing karaoke.
Really? Well, I look forward to that.
Raises a glass to you. Tell me about this muscular type who came to investigate the crime?
Oh yes, let's see. He knocked on my door a few days after the lynching. I think he was going through the entire building, asking questions.
What did he look like?
Muscular, handsome, strong, like one of those military types.
This would be one of the mercenaries, you know? That would, yeah. They are conducting their own investigation, right? Was he alone?
Yes, but he was speaking to someone on his earpiece.
He had an earpiece?
Yes, you know those tiny speaker
those are
microphones that
expensive
fancy
in this world,
security
I think.
guards sometimes wear.
This isn't that high-tech a world. I'm guessing earpieces are real expensive. What was he saying?
Just reporting back whatever I was telling him.
Alright. Any other identifying traits?
Oh, let me think. He had an accent. He sounded like one of those mercenaries.
Yep.
He sounded vaguely Oranese. No, not vaguely, scratch that. He sounded definitely Oranese.
He's way more forthcoming about this dude, but that's because nobody's protecting this dude. What'd you tell him?
Nothing. That I didn't see anything.
He believed you?
Why shouldn't he?
Did you tell him about your friend?
What friend?
Exactly. Your Sunday friend?
No, I don't think it came up.
Thanks for the information.
Sure. Anything else on your mind?
Is it about the way he's gay? It's not that
It's
hard.
the sports. He's a sports guy.
not
All
that
about
he's a
that
sports
physical
guy.
prowess and athletic skill. Nothing else here.
Bye-bye, gendarme.
Bye-bye. Mr. Dubois' gaydar is not very good. Okay, well, I guess we go... Okay. You guys...
Again? I can't believe this shit.
Okay. I don't have any
Yes?
possibility.
What is it?
You have a blue uniform and mine is black. What does this mean?
It means I'm a patrol officer, sir.
What was with that, sir?
Called me sir. Why?
Well, I guess I.
Cut the shit. Every second you stand here running your mouth, the case grows colder.
They're obviously from my precinct, but I'm too dumb to figure that out, so... Let's go upstairs and talk to Vasya. Which room was she in? That one is mine. This one is... Oh, this one is Kim's, that's right. So this one is hers.
The-
Thanks for watching, detectives. New parts will be up every other day, or you can watch live on Twitch. If you did enjoy, consider leaving a like and subscribing. And have a nice day, detectives. This is Sea Lord Jenda, signing off.